In the high-octane world of sports cars, we're always picking our jaws off the floor with the coolest and fastest new additions. This time, enter the High Performance Maserati MC20. A limited edition, state-of-the-art supercar that rivals all the very best from Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren, and so on. This gem of a car boasts of all the iconic beauty and sleekness you'd expect from a Maserati, whilst also breaking performance barriers for speed and comfort. It's almost literally the perfect car, so don't go anywhere, and we'll tell you all about the majestic MC20. The MC20 is a fox on the road, a beautiful car from any angle you look at it. But first, let's talk specs and numbers for this machine. Under the hood, there's a twin turbocharged 3-liter V6 engine pumping out 620 horsepower. The Nettuno engine utilizes 200 horsepower per liter to give it its unique power density, and this shows in its speed. The MC20 climbs from 0 to 60 in only 2.9 seconds, accelerating like a cheetah, reaching a top speed of 202 miles per hour. Its twin turbo combustion system combines with an 8-speed automatic dual-clutch transmission to make the V6 engine a unique powertrain. Now, Maserati aren't known for cars like this. In fact, this is their first high-performance supercar since the Gran Turismo in 2008, and their first mid-engine exotic-type sports car since the Merak from all the way back in the 80s. So it's a special project for Maserati, and it shows. Next, let's look at the design. The MC20 might literally be one of the best, if not the best, looking sports cars out there today. The carbon fiber-based body structure is in a shape that's distinct from any of its predecessors or competitors. Whether it's the Spider's roofless version or the hardtop version with the roof smoothly linked to the rear end of the car, perfectly curved. You could buy this car just to look at it. The brake lights all over the car has that signature Maserati look, narrow and downward facing. The front grille and logo also possess that iconic Maserati style, but adapted to look sleeker and curvier on the MC20. The car has butterfly doors that open upwards, of course, just as you'd expect from an exotic car like this. Another neat thing about the car's design is the hood. The hood on the rear end of this car covers both the engine and the storage compartment. The bit above the engine is made of glass and has 3 slats in it, in the shape of the Maserati Trident, to help vent the heat from the 6-cylinder engine, and it looks really boss. The side mirrors, however, aren't a Maserati original. They're inspired or borrowed from the Ferrari, but it still suits the design really well. Finally, the last cool thing about the MC20 design is the fact that the bottom unpainted section with the car was designed by a computer for maximum aerodynamic capabilities, and it meshes really well with the painted top section of the car. Moving on from the gorgeous exterior design, there's a lot of really cool stuff about the interior too. Starting off with the doors from the inside, they open via a simple electronic button. There's no storage pocket on the doors, seeing as they open upwards, of course. The entire interior was designed with one thing in mind: simplicity. The Maserati designers structured the interior of the car to be as decluttered, stripped back, and clean as possible. Not just because it makes the car lighter, but also because it made everything more functionally optimal and easier to navigate for the driver. The seats are basic and relatively more comfortable than other sports cars. The center console contains 3 gear controls. The middle control is a simple button marked DM, and it simply lets you switch between drive mode or manual mode. The third control button marked R is a reverse button. Simple as that. The top gear control is the only one of these that's not as straightforward as a push of a button. It has an outer dial, which the driver can turn to toggle between wet mode, GT/comfort mode, sport mode, and Corsa mode, which is the race mode. These modes basically determine how fast the car will go or accelerate and how well the car will handle. At the center of the dial, however, is a suspension button, simply allowing you to turn on or turn off the suspension. Above the 3 gear controls is a wireless charging pad for phones. Below the gears, you've got the power window controls and door lock controls. Then, you've got a simple dial that turns on the infotainment system. It allows the driver to change tracks as well as volume control. Nothing complicated. There's a small storage compartment below that, as well as a glove box on the passenger side, and at the very back end of the center console, behind the little storage, is a cup holder for coffees and such. That's a pretty functional center console. If you're wondering right now, where's the climate control then? How do you turn on the AC? Where's the seat warmer? Well, all that is on the MC20's touch control, on-screen infotainment system located on the right of the steering wheel. Maserati cheekily named it MIA, or Maserati Intelligent Assistant. The carbon fiber steering wheel contains a start button to start the car and a launch button. Behind it is a pretty cool gauge cluster screen. It has different displays for all the different gear modes, as well as a handy compass screen. The last cool thing worth pointing out in the interior of the MC20 is the rearview mirror. It's got two modes, one as a regular mirror to see what's behind you, but the MC20, much like all other sports cars, have poor visibility out the back of the car due to design choices. So a regular rearview mirror doesn't quite do much. So the MC20's rearview mirror has a button you push on the back of it to switch to a camera view of what's behind the car. Innovative design, to say the least. For storage space, the Maserati MC20 has two compartments on the front and on the back of the car. Both relatively small, but it's still typically more than what you get for a sports car. The MC20 is on the very edge of peak driving experience. Like we mentioned, this car goes from 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. Its speed can rival those of Ferrari and Lamborghini's best. It also handles like a charm, gliding on the road whilst growling like a tiger, extremely smooth on turns and brakes. It's no surprise though. We mentioned earlier that in this car, the entire bottom section, which is particularly bigger in the back of the car, was designed to maximize aerodynamics. This is the reason the car doesn't have a rear wing on it. The MC20 was deemed to be able to generate sufficient enough downforce without one, and the car looks better for it too. The MC20's release was perfectly timed by Maserati, introducing a fresh design exotic sports car at a time when its competitors weren't ready. The Lamborghini Huracan is about a decade old at this point, and Ferrari still uses that same basic shape and design they've been using for a while now. And whilst the recently released McLaren Artura is definitely a needle mover, the MC20 still boasts of a very unique and unmatched eye-catching design. On the road, the MC20's V6 engine can produce speeds that can rival the Huracan, although it may fall short of the Ferrari F8. The handling and comfort capabilities of the MC20 certainly holds up to those cars, if not even better. Lastly, and most importantly, the pricing range for the MC20 is what many point to as being the best feature of the car. The MC20 starts off at $212,000 and can go up with additions such as a carbon fiber engine cover, an upgraded wheel, carbon ceramic brakes on the tires, a painted roof, and so on, all of which could put the MC20's price at above $260K. That's still a reasonable price though when you take into consideration the prices of other high-end exotic sports cars. The Lambo Huracan starts off at over $275K in auction and can end up going for well over $300K. The Ferrari F8 can go for anywhere between $280 and $350K. Depending on factors, you could get an MC20 for $100,000 less than an F8. So there you have it. The MC20 is an exotic car that's got it all: beauty, speed, elegance, and ferocity in enough quantity to certainly threaten the likes of Ferrari and Lamborghini. And when you factor in the price, then it straight up blows them out of the water. What do you think? Let us know in the comments and leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. We'll see you soon.